Okay, please join me in welcoming to the stage Amir Bagaria and Benji Irwin. Great job. That was amazing. Thanks very much. Of course. Hello. Is this working? Okay, great. Awesome. So before we get into the questions, I just want to let you know that I will be going to the audience for questions afterwards. So brainstorm some things and feel free to shout it out after I'm done. So I guess we'll just get right into it. How did it feel to watch the world premiere of your feature film with an actual crowd?
It was nerve-wracking, to be 100% honest with you. Yeah, but also just pure excitement and just, I would say, emotional, first and foremost, yeah. It's the culmination of, maybe 5 years of my life.
Yeah. Amir, we've heard through the pipeline that this idea came to you on vacation after a breakup. Can you tell us more about the formation of this story?
Yeah, that is kind of true. The the idea didn't exactly come after a breakup. The starting of the writing process did, but I first got the idea when I was on vacation with some friends in the summer of 2020. We went to Manitoulin Island, and the advice I've gotten about writing is write what you know, and don't start writing until you have this idea that you can't get out of your head. And I always had, and I got this idea about these two young men who end up competing against one another in an MMA tournament, and who end up having a conversation after. And then, yeah, I put pen to paper around the spring of 2021, and took a few years to really let that whole thing develop. And I kind of lived through the experiences a little bit. I've been training MMA my whole life. So a lot of, what's in this movie is kind of based on certain experiences I've had. So yeah, that's kind of how it came to be.
Great. And Benji, how did you incorporate the MMA that's so integral to the storyline into the cinematography? And how was filming on location in the gym?
Filming on location was a dream. It's always nice to film on location, and the gyms were visually appealing, so that was really nice. Incorporating the fighting into the cinematography, I mean, honestly, when Amir originally pitched the script to me and we started talking creatively, he had a very strong vision of what that should look like. And we kind of rolled with it. And originally he had brought up The Revenant and The Revenant's fight scenes and just being in close and being within the action and not trying to take away from what was actually happening in the ring by doing all of these crazy shots and maybe making it seem surreal in a way and actually making it seem more realistic. And yeah, it was interesting. And luckily I didn't get hit once while I was in the ring with them. And I got to learn a few things about fighting.
That's great. Amir, this film was mostly shot in Mississauga and Hamilton. How was it like to experience these places you've grown up in as a director and looking at them through a filmmaker's lens?
It's a dream, I'm really proud to be from Mississauga. Yeah, it's the city that raised me, and the only film that I can think of that features the city is a movie called Enemy by Denis Villeneuve with Jake Gyllenhaal, which I referenced in this movie, but I just wanted to pay homage once again to the city that raised me, that has given me so many things in this wonderful life. And yeah, it was surreal. It was surreal. But I would also say, I have filmed a lot of other stuff in Mississauga. You'd be surprised how much film's there. I did a show called Grand Army, which I filmed there, and then I did a pilot over there for FX. So it's been this really funny thing of everybody talks about going to LA and pursuing their career over there, and I just can't get out of Mississauga. It won't let me go.
And how important is it to you to represent Mississauga or even the GTA in your films, because I know it's kind of a running joke about how many American projects come here. They film in Toronto, they film in the GTA, and then they pass it off as an American city. Yeah. But I've seen lately there's been so many features and so many projects that are really pushing that it is in Toronto. They talk about Toronto places, Toronto landmarks, or Mississauga in your case. I guess how important is that to you, or is that something you do intentionally?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. I think like I started with Mississauga just because I know the city so well, and but I think first and foremost it's about putting Canada on the map, and you know, like I'm a proud Canadian. I have been my whole life, but I think now more than ever, it's really, really important to me to put the spotlight on this country, because again, I adore it, and it's given me so much, and it's hopefully my way of giving back. That's what I tell myself, at least.
That's great. Benji, you're coming onto this project with great cinematography experience already. Every project, of course, teaches you something new about your art. What have you learned coming out of this experience, or perhaps something you've been doing right that has worked this time?
It's not like it's something new that has been learned, but one thing that was very much instilled in me in this project is to trust the crew that's around you to know how to do their job, and not only not to know how to do their job, but to bring more to the table than to just the actual work. Collaborating with the production design team on this was huge for me. Nadine and I were going back and forth basically daily in pre-production on, you know, for example, okay, we've seen this office, we've seen this gym, we've seen this room of the office, we need one more office though. Where can we do, how can we make this one little workout room look like an office? And we'd go back and forth and kind of figure it out. So it was more just a matter of, you know, reinforcing that idea of the people around you are the ones that are pushing that work forward. And when you give them the space to apply their expertise, to apply their creativity, and to come up with their own ideas, then you get some of the magic that kind of happens.
Great. And Amir, how was it working in the dual role as an actor and a director for your directorial debut?
It had certain challenges, but you know, kind of jumping off of what Benji said, like I was just surrounded by a really great team, you know, whose opinions I could trust. They were very objective. They were very happy to tell me if my performance wasn't good. So it was actually, I would actually say it was smoother than I expected. It was tough, but you know, not impossible. And I mean, it was great not having to like necessarily interpret another director's notes, and just being able to know what was needed for a specific shot. Yeah. And it was just, you know, it was also just really, really cool being in the director's chair, working with actors and being on the other end of that. Yeah. Not that I like didn't have it before, but it gave me so much more respect for what a joy it is to work with brilliant actors, which I was very, very fortunate enough to have on this film.
Awesome. I have another question a little birdie wanted me to ask. What was the significance of Nugget and his presence during production?
Oh my God, did you talk to my brother about that?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I have a guinea pig and his name is Nugget, and he supervised the entire writing process of this movie. It was, I couldn't have done it without him, to be honest with you. I couldn't have, yeah. He just really held the fort down.
Support animal?
Support animal.
Yeah.
He was also the head of security. You know, he did a great
yeah.
job with that. Yeah, so I would say it was by far the most important aspect of getting the film made, for sure.
We did have to cut out his fight scene, though.
We did, yeah.
That's unfortunate. All right, does anyone from the audience have any questions? I can't really see you very well. If anyone has a single question, yeah, you right there.
I hope to have it on a Canadian streaming service by the end of the year, and then basically as many streaming services as I can around the world. The plan is to start applying for international film festivals probably within a week or two, and then we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, just to get as many eyes on it as I can. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
That's great. Yep.
Good question. That's my brother, by the way. Yeah, so they, like I said, they say, you know, write what you know, and yeah, I did a show a few years ago called Grand Army, and we shot a bit of that in New York, and I got to meet a bunch of brilliant actors there from New York, and I would say at the time it was kind of the only other city that felt like a second home and a place that I really understood, and I have tremendous respect for, you know, the artists that come out of that city. So that is why I chose New York. And then, you know, also like it was important to have somewhere in America. I think how to describe it, like, to be honest, it would get more. It would. I thought it would be easier to get more eyes on it if there was somewhere in America as well. And it was cool to be able to. And it was also like a really interesting way to contrast the personality of Mississauga. You know, this small big town or big small town. You know, in contrast with the most like major metropolitan area in the United States. Thanks for your question.
Okay, there's more questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you for the question, Suktaiju. I always planned on playing one of the fighters. I mean, you know, to be honest with you, like this did start out because like I just wasn't really getting very many roles, and I adore cinema. I've always wanted to star in movies, and advice that I got from an acting coach of mine when I was 14 was, you know, you have to be able to write and create those opportunities for yourself. So yeah, I wrote the film with the intention of playing one of the characters. But you know, on top of that, it was just so fun. Like I just loved being able to play an MMA fighter. That like definitely is one of the dream roles that I have wanted to play. So yeah, that was always the intention. Thank you.
My mom has a question.
Hi, Jackson's mom. Thanks for the question. Yeah, so we had a stunt coordinator named Wayne Wells, and the fight scenes were, yeah, just like a collaboration between myself, Benji, and him. And then I'll actually hand that one off to Benji. Do you remember having trouble during blocking? I feel like it all went pretty smoothly.
No, I was given warning signs and just kind of red zones when to kind of step back and watch out for any possible kick or fist. But more or less, the way that Wayne worked is he would choreograph the fight because he's been doing it for so long and he's got such an extensive resume. He really knows what he was doing. So I mean, he's been in the industry longer than I have. So I very much just kind of followed what he was telling me to, in terms of like, you know, this is the best angle to catch this punch, or this is the best angle to catch this guy going down, more or less. So it was a very smooth process for us, and the style of how we were shooting it, kind of going handheld inside the ring, there wasn't very much start and stop. of the fight. Once this fight started, we kind of went until the end of the fight, and we would run that a few times, and we would learn each time, you know, any chance of kind of improv in the fight. I wouldn't say that there was much improv, but just how the fight kind of moved around the ring might have changed a little bit here and there. But aside from that, it was all very well choreographed. I knew when certain hits were coming. Yeah, he did a great job making it easy for us to shoot around.
That's great. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, yeah, no. There were days. No, there were days where I had to factor in getting my hair braided, and the wonderful woman named Kat Webster did my hair. I actually know her through the MMA gym that I train at. Yeah, there were days where I would say, like first thing in the morning, I had to get there early and get it braided. But it was never I never got it braided up twice in the same day. It might have been just came in unbraided, maybe shot a couple scenes and then braided it after, maybe during a lunch window or vice versa. But there was one time that I forgot to tell my first AD, Sarah, that I needed to get my hair braided, and she really loved hearing that. So that was fun.
Yeah, we had to do some acrobatics with the schedule to get around the hair braiding.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think.
Yeah. One more question from Adam.
Adam, I saw you with your hand up. Have I started writing GB2? Not yet. I actually would like to one day. I'd like to go back to it. I think I need to live a little more life and see where things go so that I can at least have something to say. But I do have an idea.
Okay.
Oh, and I just want to say before I lose the chance, I just want to thank everybody at the Forest City Film Festival for having us, all the wonderful work they do for Canadian cinema. So to Ethan, to Dorothy, to yourself, to Amelia, thank you all. And then every single one of you, thank you for showing up to this. It means the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we'll wrap this up now. If you enjoyed this Q&A and you still have any questions, the speakers will be shifting to the sponsor lounge for a bit. So feel free to chat and mingle, ask any more questions, hang out there. Also, a quick reminder, this film does qualify for the Old Oak Audience Choice Award and Fan Favorite Award. So please score the film by ripping the number at the bottom of your ballot and place it in the ballot box as you exit the theater. Thank you again for coming to the show, and I hope you enjoy lots more films over the course of the festival. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Impossible not to do. Impossible not to do. And now I tell you openly, you have my heart, so don't hurt me. You're what I couldn't find. I totally amazing mind, so understanding and so kind. You're everything to me. Oh, my life is changing every day, in every possible way. And all my dreams, it's never quite as it seems. 'Cause you're a dream to me, dream to me. Oh, oh. slowly through westward water, over the glacial plains, and I walked off you, and I walked off an old me. Oh me, oh my, I thought it was a dream, so it seems.